Hi everybody, welcome to sasoccermag.com. I'm Kevin Ferguson, also known as the Moneyman, and I've got Dylan, my good friend and associate, as the Money Bull. The guy's into stats, and that's where he got his nickname from. Dylan, what a disastrous weekend we had last week in the Premier League, but I think if punters are being honest out there, everybody else probably suffered the same slings and arrows that we did.
No, looking at the Predict Sports, the predictions that the followers made, the Luton Newcastle one completely threw everyone off, I think.
Did you not predict 8 goals?
Not at all. I predicted 10, unfortunately. But yeah, that was, I think, especially one that completely threw people off.
Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it the highest scoring weekend ever in the Premier League?
I think it was 45 goals in the 10 games. That's
averaging 4.5 a game. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Is it a sign of the times?
Maybe.
Okay.
The end times, and yeah.
Let's get straight into it. 3-horse race.
After watching City vs Brentford, I think it's going to be a 1-horse race very soon. Yeah. It's halfway through now, and they're just starting to hit.
Halfway? No, it's
well, just past halfway, but they're just starting to hit their
15
their
games
form,
left,
I think.
And 16 for a team like Man City. Interesting times.
Yeah.
Liverpool. What can you say? It wasn't a bad game, but the first 2 goals by both teams. Shocking defense.
I mean, as a Liverpool fan, there's nothing to say. I think we just have to take that on the chin. Arsenal were the better team. Liverpool were nowhere really. I think they had the last 5 minutes of the first half, first 5 to 10 minutes of the second half, where it looked like maybe something could happen.
Oh, yeah.
Then after that, they were nowhere. Honestly, nothing to say other than well done to Arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Class. You're a class act.
Inside, I'm shaking, but I just have to put on an objective face.
Well, you look very handsome with an objective face. Let's for me, 2 howlers for goalies. Both goalies were at fault. What Alisson was doing that far out.
For that goal, I think the simple solution is obviously Van Dijk, just get rid of it. Alisson, stay where you are, just get rid. I think he could have been in control of the ball if he wanted. He had, I think it was Martinelli behind him, nowhere near the ball. Miscommunication. Even the last goal that Arsenal scored, Trossard, straight through Alisson's legs. Come on, I don't know. I think Alisson's one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League and the world, but that was just not a great day.
Not a good day.
Not a good day for him. Yeah.
Unfortunately, when the office is trying to get the Premier League title again, because Liverpool were robbed during the COVID days. It'd be nice to see the parade.
Yeah, exactly.
So as a Liverpool fan, you must still be gutted about that type of thing.
Definitely.
And look, if you'd asked Klopp in his last year, would he take the position now? When you look at a winning percentage against games played, you've got Man City at 74.2% and Liverpool at 73.9%. So not much.
It's very even. Yeah. I think beginning of the season, no idea this would happen.
No.
If you had said Liverpool top by 2 points, even though City had a game in hand,
I'm pretty sure
I wouldn't have believed you.
I think I predicted. Did I predict Liverpool to finish second?
I think you potentially did. I can't remember that far back.
Yeah. If we didn't, we'll shoot another video with me dated.
I just remember my top 4 was absolutely horrendous. I had United in there and Newcastle. So
well, never say never, but especially United with 2 wins on the row. But let's get into the games. Liverpool, Man City versus
Everton.
2 of the dirtiest teams when it comes to money in the Premier League.
One's good at handling it, one isn't.
Well, you'd want to have Saudi Arabian accountants, wouldn't you? Or Emirati accountants. But that's still hanging in the balance. And Everton have already had points taken off them. Will they get more points taken off them? Will Leeds and the other teams that are relegated, will anything come of that? But And it'd be nice if we could clear all this shit up.
No, I agree. I guess one of my not one of my theories, but like I think what the Premier League are worried about is their product being tainted because the Premier League being the best football league in the world
By far.
or
Yeah.
quality players, money.
Mm-hmm.
That is a huge aspect of, the Premier League's the most competitive, they always say. Imagine Man City are found guilty for breaking the rules for over a decade.
How can they not? I mean, I'm
The whole Premier League's product would be, it's like when, Italy went through that match fixing scandal. The whole credibility of the league was
Juventus,
complete.
you mean?
Juventus, and then they also
It wasn't
said...
all of Italy, yeah.
Not all. I mean, but yeah, Juventus was one of them, I think.
Yeah, but they were dealt with decisively. They were kicked out of the league, and such was the love of the club for a lot of players. A lot of them stayed to get them back up.
I would not like to see Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne in the Championship. I can tell you that much. That would be.
That would be quite funny.
Yeah, that would be.
Rules are rules, and without rules is anarchy, as anybody knows. And for me, if they've done it, and look, I shouldn't be one of these people that like all these Zoomers and millennials that jump to conclusions. But it looks overwhelming to me. And if they have, they should be treated like such, because that's what defends the integrity of the Premier League or any league, is how you deal with transgressors. And so I wish the Premier League would get on it and get it over with, so we know exactly where it is and we move on. And it sends a clear message to everybody else. Because you look at a club like Newcastle, who have the same amount of money for all intents and purposes, but they haven't gone out and done what a team like Man City did.
I think Man City were just taken over at the right time, where Chelsea had... I think the whole thing obviously only came to attention when Abramovich came to England and, made use of his riches. Then City came, and that's when they were like, wow, now what do we do? I think Newcastle, unfortunately, were taken over. If you look at it as unfortunate for them, fortunate for everyone else, that you can't get away with it anymore. No way of creative accounting. Chelsea, I guess.
Well, when you own the Qatar Airlines,
I think the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia owns Newcastle.
Okay, who owns Qatar Airlines? Is that the Qataris?
Emirates is Man City. No, Etihad's Man City.
Oh yeah, so they own.
Etihad,
so that's where it comes.
Yeah.
Is it they own Etihad, and they've got a sponsorship deal. It goes a bit deeper than that, but I mean.
No, there were things of like Man City getting millions of pounds in sponsorship deals from companies that had no profile picture and 8 followers on like social media or something like that. It was
I wouldn't mind
very sketchy things. But I guess that's the investigation that they're carrying out. Yeah.
Well, I hope it comes to an end soon. Man City versus Everton. Long segue into two dirty clubs. And I think it's safe to say that they're dirty and guilty of financial mismanagement. Don't see much. I mean, I see 3-4 nothing win Man City.
I think Man City are going to destroy them. I think in the past couple seasons, Everton they've almost been that bogey team for City, where it is difficult for them to win. Like there was 2 years ago, I think, where Everton.
But that's when they had Richarlison.
Everton, it was 1-0 to Man City, and Everton should have gotten a penalty to make it 1-1, stuff like that. But Man City now, I think they're cruising. I also think 3-0, 4-0 is definitely on the cards.
Yeah. Fulham, Bournemouth.
I think this weekend this is probably the most difficult one to predict.
Mm-hmm.
Bournemouth, both of these teams, I feel like they're very strong mid-table teams. They're on the cusp of pushing for that 8th, 9th, 10th spot. But they're playing good football. Dominic Solanke, I think, is second top goal scorer of the Premier League this season for Bournemouth. One behind Salah and Haaland. Fulham have gotten some good results. They've been playing well. Or not good results, but they've been playing well, not getting great results.
Yeah.
I like a draw
Yeah.
at 3.5.
Maybe we're falling in love because I like a draw in this game as well. I think a 1-1 draw. Yeah, I don't. It's like you said, they're so close. For me, Bournemouth have probably been they 3 draws for Everton, 2 draws in a row for Bournemouth. Let's go with the simple equation of another draw in this game.
I agree. And 3.5 I think is good.
Yeah,
It's nice.
Not bad. Next up, we have Liverpool-Burnley. A must-win game for Liverpool.
Yeah, they can't. If they do not win this game, I'm not going to say the title race
Pack
is
it up,
over,
pack it
but
in.
it's,
Yeah.
the conversation's completely shifted. They have to. I think there's, Salah is potentially back this weekend, which would be massive. Even if he's on the bench, I think that's a huge boost. Nunez should be 100% fit again. He was on the bench against Arsenal, which I think was a huge loss because he provides so much, even when he's not scoring. All respect to Cody Gakpo, he hasn't been getting enough regular starts to really go to the Emirates and have a huge impact. So I feel sorry for him, but I think Nunez has to start and he could cause some damage. I'm going to go for a 3. I have a feeling Liverpool will send a message this weekend. I think that...
Via email or on the field?
Hopefully on the field, hopefully not via email. That wouldn't do much. But I'm going to go for 3-1. 3-1 Liverpool win.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0.
Maybe 4-0.
At 1.17, no point putting money on it. But,
No.
I mean, if you're feeling risky, 14 for a Burnley. Burnley win.
A Burnley. A Burnley win. There's a reason it's 14. Then we have Tottenham Brighton. What a Tottenham.
They should have beaten Everton last weekend.
Yeah.
They let them back into the game. Richarlison's in good form, but Brighton are a really tricky team to predict this season. I can never get the right... I'm struggling to read them because...
Well, the Premier League is a competitive league. Besides the most goals and besides, it's an incredibly competitive league. And there's shock results every weekend. So I get your dilemma. But then, didn't Luton beat Brighton 4-0 or something like that?
They did.
So, yeah. Look, Tottenham have been playing reasonably well. And...
they're definitely back in the title race conversation. I think they 8 points off now.
No conversation I've heard.
Gary Neville wasn't saying that Tottenham could win the league. So
Which league? The Premier League?
Hopefully.
Well,
yeah, hopefully those are so good.
I think Gary's a bit misguided in that. Far more accomplished than I am, but I haven't been involved in any conversation where Tottenham wins the league or even in the mix. 44 points. Yeah, 5th. No, not for me. But I do like them in this game, especially
at home.
Especially,
yeah.
I'm going to go for 2-1 Brighton win.
Brighton or Spurs?
Sorry, Spurs win. Spurs win.
I'm going to go for I don't think Spurs will draw 2 weeks in a row. I'm going to go for a 3-2 Brighton win. Just
Whoa.
something about Brighton.
That's a big sack you're laying on the table there.
3.75.
Yeah.
I think that could be nice. We'll
Okay.
see. It's definitely the riskiest decision I'm making this week, I have a feeling.
Well, if that's the riskiest decision you're making at your young, tender age, then I feel bad for you. I hope you make some more risky.
And now that you've mentioned it, that Burnley 14 looks pretty good.
I was talking about something else. Wolves versus Brentford.
Also, like another Brentford, the scoreline against City probably did flatter them a bit because their goalkeeper was
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was the Brentford version of Ron Williams.
Yeah.
So,
Look, I think it was just crazy.
I think he got got 9 saves in the first half. So
Yeah.
I think Wolves. I'm going to go for Wolves 2-1 Wolves at home. I have a
Yeah,
feeling,
I'm gonna
right?
go. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 victory for Wolves. You know, it's, they should be
And
exhausted from chasing.
2.11 I think is pretty nice for a home Wolves win
Yeah, look,
against
Wolves.
Brentford.
You know, Brentford's won one of the last 5 games. Wolves playing better football. Surprised us. I thought that they would be certainly bottom dwellers at the beginning of the season.
And they also just beat Chelsea 4-2.
Yeah,
So
at Chelsea.
yeah,
Stamford Bridge. Then we have Nottingham, Newcastle. Battle of the Ends.
I have to go Newcastle here. Even though they just drew with Luton, they conceded. They came back to draw with Luton. I just have to go with them. I'm gonna go for. I feel like I say 2-1.
I'm going to go 3-1
often.
Newcastle. I think that, obviously the participation in the Champions League for Newcastle this year has really weighed heavy on them. Injuries, but they're getting back to, to reasonable health. I do like Newcastle to hammer a team that really changed their manager, not playing that well, and will easily may well be sucked into the relegation battle before the year end. So for me, I like Newcastle to win 3-0.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle. I think Forest will score at home, but I do believe Newcastle should win this game. They've shown some sort of turn. I think Luton are just a team in crazy form at the moment. I wouldn't.
Luton. Oh, in terms
of their their past 2 games, scored 8 goals.
Yeah.
I think if anyone played Luton right now, they'd concede against them. So, which is a really strange thing to say, but I think
You
Newcastle
said
2-1.
London derby on Sunday. What was your score for Newcastle?
2-1.
Okay, Newcastle to win. West Ham versus Arsenal. Is
Got
there
him,
going to
yeah.
be a bit of a letdown for the Gunners after playing and beating the Klopster, the Kloppinator? I'm referring to him now as the Kloppinator. That's a play on the German Terminator, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it would be pretty funny if Arsenal did lose to West Ham straight after their celebrations against Liverpool. It would almost be... Because they got a lot of... I'm not... If you beat a big rival, celebrate as much as you want. If you win a game, celebrate as much as you want. But they have received a lot of criticism for treating that game like a final. And I think it was an incredibly important game.
Didn't Pep run 4 miles in that game? No, not Pep.
Arteta.
Mikel Arteta,
Mini Pep.
Mini Pep, yeah. He kind of looks like Pep with hair.
If he just shaved his head, it'd be exactly
So.
the same. If Arsenal were to lose this game, it would be one of the funniest things, I think, just because it would be...
Not for an Arsenal fan.
Not for an Arsenal fan, but as a rival supporter or as a non-Arsenal supporter, you wouldn't be able to believe that they could play so well against Liverpool and throw it away against West Ham. But I think Arsenal look to have clicked. They look really lethal. If they play even 80% of how they played against Liverpool, I think they smoke West Ham. So I'm going to go for it. I think West Ham are still difficult to beat at home, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 Arsenal win.
With West Ham Arsenal, I always fear a letdown on a team that's played. Not that they played out of their skins or anything, but it was an emotional victory as observed with Mikel running down the sideline for 4 miles. It must have been 4 miles. And great to see that sort of celebration, that sort of emotion. But I like West Ham to get a draw in this game, to burst Arsenal's bubble, and probably by, 2 points at this stage of the league, when you've got a Man City that's capable of running the table.
If they draw Liverpool win, it goes back to almost 5-6 points.
Yeah.
And that's then they have to go to Man City and win to.
Yeah, look, it's where you want to be, but look, at least they don't have the moniker of being table toppers. You know, and so there won't be all those memes of people running reverse in relays and all this stuff. So, but I like a 1-1 draw for West Ham.
I mean, the odds are pretty good, 4.3 for that.
Yeah, not bad.
Not
That's
bad.
good odds. And what do we have? Man United, Arsenal?
First Villa versus Man United at Villa.
Yeah. Look, Villa have been a bit shaky lately, but I still love their home form. I don't trust Man United, even though they won the last 2 games. I'm going for a 3-1 Villa victory here.
I can't really disagree with you. I think Villa lost to Chelsea last night in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But they did play a weakened team. They probably have their eyes. They can see now that
Champions League
finish in the Premier League is that would be huge for them.
Yeah.
So I also really like their home form. And Man United haven't earned enough of my trust yet. I think they haven't lost in their last 3 or 4 games. They're unbeaten for their last 3 or 4 in all competitions.
Yes.
Which is a definite improvement. But the way they almost threw it away against Wolves, the positive is they fought back and, they got the win. But they just seem to have that thing about them where they look so good for 60 minutes and then they capitulate.
Yeah, I do commend. I know I went on about this in one of our videos. Den Haag. I do like the fact that he fined Rashford rather than suspended him. So that was a good managerial. Because I haven't always covered him in glory.
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of the criticism he's received this season has been deserved.
Yeah.
So
it comes with the territory when you manage a club like Man United.
I'm going to go for a draw.
Ooh, okay.
Because I just think I can't 100% rule out Man United.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have shown improvement. There seems to be something, they're heading in the right direction. Villa are a strong team. They're not as strong as they have been. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw at 3.75.
Okay. I'm going to go for a Villa win. And that's all the games, I think.
Crystal Palace, Chelsea is the last one.
Kind of is all that. It's sort of a watered-down London derby. Oh. You've got to go with Chelsea.
Yeah. Even though they're away from home, Palace are absolutely terrible right now.
Yeah. No signs of life.
Yeah. Have to go for Chelsea. And I think they've received 2 humbling defeats, but their win against Villa, I think they look really pumped. All their social media has been really positive. The players look really happy now. But they just seem to be like a flip-flop. 1 week they're amazing, they're back. 1 week they're terrible, everything needs to change.
Yeah.
But I have to go for Chelsea here. I'm going to go for 2-0 Chelsea win.
Yeah, me too. I'm on board. Woo, woo. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks for your input, Dylan.
Thanks for having me.
Let's hope we have more winners and losers this week.
Yeah.
Cheers.